Alright, hello everyone. Not feeling too good tonight, but perhaps by doing this I can make myself feel better. We are continuing with reading the work poems, and we're starting with work poem number 36. Regions absurd to the parallelokeets. Endosporadic with his horses and his nobody language, toward joy with the freezer, male tech survivor, THC particles float about inside the panda skull. I wallow in the ultimate luxury of my own self-righteousness. Is that what it says? It doesn't really... Okay. Hearken to the left-right hand paradox / illusion. Brooding on past injuries. Ventures by the quarter. The guise of mediocrity, a cunning ruse, and the tackiness of indiscriminate intercourse, far from being beautiful and inherently youthy. The revival of these hippie forms. Jimmy won. A mind torn by conflicting tastes. Was I a happy child? Are my parents' characterizations of me just bullshit? I've been down that road. High weirdness by faith. Immediately wax almond work in the following setting. All glass, youth fit correction surrounded by spackling mackerel. I dreamed I found a pocket knife, a slow dribble or flow of giant trilobites hunting in space. Nothing but ceramics post. We need you to react to this. Sprinting with Cancer Sagittarius. Not a regular looking horse. Bridal cosmetics fluttering forceps. Trial pose, but specify your finger. The coming 40. Deporcinated wombat combat. An instant in which flat people are driven out of the tail. Grooming static lockouts. An arable portion of dog betrays their fun. Alright. This is work poem 37. This is irritating. Alright, Peanut and its eventual return. My aileron deflects savagery like a grocery bag. The young people embrace obesity and ugliness my criminal nature has screened me from. The airport T harness to my harassing the steering lounge. Delineation by Mercury marks out the Greetner's foliage. Begging negative first four. Photo orange, the reek of fortune. Shirk the perusal out in the open. Celebrated megalosis, not the pea-nook in the near. The tip of the day has been rejected. The bird has been wormed. Retailers before a lattice of tangled wires. From this arrangement, domestic peppers are selected. Peppercorns come from a different part of the truck. Elder time with the regents. To be an adult is to get used to feeling bad all the time. The largest manufacturer of tussled honey in the overangst. Best refreshments and referrals. No other breakfast commodity is as well represented among the branding community. Evacuator teleform. I like being the crotchety old man. This is the one I take with me to the forest. People burst the remnants of the inflatable tomb. Will show expert recovery. Salted planet of many archangels thirst. Ian Astbury in a suit of knitted obsidian. Its life-preserving properties have been exaggerated. Okay. Work poem 38. Needs of plastic, the font in crisis. Crude boot forms shock me through the transmit. They credit him as waste provider. The uptake in psychological newsprint. Fewer, lonelier, steam rat without the extra tea bag. Old statements confirm the nutrition risen from the belt. It's not all my fault. I could feel the music urging me to take more of my favorite drug. Torrential cabinet. The upturned gravy bike in checkermint action smitten like the ritualized script. In the original French, the test became a stain. An innocent oxymoron, cramps and ringers. I'm constantly confusing Tekoa for Royston. Measure twice, flush once. The monkeys provide only an esoteric frisson of the connoisseur's minutiae. It is possible, however, to extract the requisite distinction from the lore, such that even snobs would bow to its Uraltzeitlichkeit. These founding documents, along with Reagan's use of the word feces to describe the unborn miracle, clog up the mind just enough to allow one to manipulate past relics. 1. Confidence. 2. Relaxed mind. 3. Reasons to feel hopeful or expectant. A. Black pus. B. Shitcoms. C. The mustard stump. D. Gumball Head the cat. Cheer accident. Other bands. E. More pot in the future. The puzzle calendar in its hot rod pictures. Frog species native to Germany. Half-craft and gargle carhole garlic barterer odious. Alright. Work poem 39. If I can get it to come up here. I feel terrible. Tiefling fundamental. You're the stick and radish juices, the quiet days so cliched, slowly rusting the restroom fixtures and fittings with piss, shaped like package bolts. Wagen, mein Liebling, wagen. Once you have been purged of fluids, your mind will be detached from its material attachments. The wisdom of Flaubert, belching rare earth soup, chewy horse outstretched setup. Uncertainty towers, but does not temple. The old house smelled like laundry. Nush follows near. I think it would shock these people to find out that I don't know their names. An electric light out in the woods. A scan of selection. Cromer, dormant on demand, decades before the foam. Dr. Mixed Persimmon announces his birthday. They can't get enough of the cash bomb. Hammock and trampoline. Can't get away from the subset. What now in successful farting? Songs of determination. I am rightfully ashamed of myself. Already suggestible as the lunch fraud. Have developed desperate techniques for countering the boredom threat. These macaroni and peaches are them what stands to raisin. It's enough to pretend we're aligned. Alright. Number 40. Udacor, odor recorded. People upset that we pronounce the L in folk and yolk, but especially folk. Thanksgiving with your Republican in-laws. Wet paper matted together to create a sculpture. Definitely man of cloves gearing up for his winter approach. Sometimes you want the relief that only a big shit will bring, but there's nothing there. Crib switch failing executive service without groaning mocha pit surreal. Wolf vision. By climate of indenture we indicate Ace Frehley's vaporization. Poblano. Keep trying. Maybe drawing is more important than comics. Slide your keystroke catheter back to 0. Earlier manatee fraud crosses sticker arousal. In this context, we do not announce the title of the poem, although its author's title is different from his name. One can begin to scratch at the anus unmercifully. Toward death, the Gottlieb sunburst, the local deathmobile and its green plastic waffles curbed host. I find mediocrity offensive. A steady hop, booklet included with every infection, brown and black. These are our neo-hippie colors. Had no idea Ed Sanders was the hippie on firing line that confronted Kerouac. For some reason, I thought Ed Ruscha was the Ed and the Fugs. Too bad the Fugs weren't heavier, more electric and eclectic. Ecstasy of eclair. Teach you manners by shaming you on videotape. Okay. Work poem 41. Money gone before it's even spent. Premature turd formation and release. How does aspic differ from gelatin? Is it possible I could make this page last the remaining 7 minutes? I wonder what was the source for the title of The Cure's album 17 Seconds. Camaraderie, pillow spell, please, before discarding. pitch-black heist gave me the willies. Cold-hearted vengeance. The old man fumbling around in the dark, calling his abandoned son's name, eventually waiting for the police. You think Michael was also the name of his son? Did he realize? The name is the key. 3.5 minutes to go. She waved her young earth dew. She wasted words presaging his Ezekiel Stormcoot of a year later. The noisy duplication of Hinterchrome Alice. No ill effects, no negative consequences. Wipe twice, wonder once. I can identify a half-dozen women by the bosom alone. To suggest that their dead son might not be in heaven with Jesus right now was considered a grave insult. The demarcations mean nothing as the topography flows with obvious rationale from one pattern to the next. Failure, failure. Is it the nervous shit or the bowel movement of anticipation? Be at the revolving doors precisely at 5:30 and bring cash. A painting has been chosen for you from among your selections. I'm not here to bring anyone hope. Put your fantastical needs elsewhere. Wombat fritters aboard the roasting. The tea bag that didn't want to go. It must have been a queen wasp that I swallowed. My secret smile. The man in the plane. 2017 found me settling into my role as an older dude, an untimely drinking miss. Acutely inflamed, but nearer and nearer. Metanopig. The misapplication of the term new wave to include Cheap Trick. Playing is learning backwards. Thank you for your money-saving tips. The anti-fetizational melodies. Good beyond the river. Prunes. Alright, one more. I don't feel too good. Alright, let's do number 42. Oh. 1. Trace amounts of spinacator, a deadly neurotoxin, were found on the wheelwright's furlap. 2. Oblique transom. 3. Oh, magic cornrow, what color shirt do I wear today? 4. Squabble at contemporary dump. 5. Today's question, Peter O'Toole? 6. Devilishly simple, confoundedly simple, fiendishly simple. 7. Our wretched euphonium. 8. Recyclamates and retrobates. 9. Baseball player with a gun. 10. Learning to live in a pot fog. The missiles were granted noses of foreboding. The ceremony came at the end of the Nebraskans' dry run. Mrs. Permission learns of the beast seller, an economical purple religious trophy. I am a part of a communal organism. We believe the arachnospiral has its origin in Fluff Point. Flattery surrounds the code. Socks that said sea cow. The three-legged fox scampers like a prep. The smile of expectancy. Motor. Automotor. 1. Not an exit but a challenge. 2. The wig mistress providing encouragement and emotional support. 3. Return the birthing cylinder to its place of construction. 4. The thumb's entry on crossing the toes. 5. Orange cracked. 6. It must be the magnetic paste with which I have coerced my wrists. 7. You may already have seen the last of me. 8. Considering the phrenologist most extra. 9. Tasks of taller than overpainted shoes. 10. Surrender in pairs. I think the main thing is to decide. I think the main thing is do decide the beginning of the drawing and decide the overall project into which the drawing fits. Recapitulating progress, a key concept, a penetrating insight into a man's racket, gibberish and slop. Anything can be the dream, even cheese. The robotic doctor will stick his finger up your butt now. Alright, that's good enough. I haven't had much sleep today, folks. But, I'll see you later. I promise you that. Bye-bye.